Greetings folks, Todd Keppel with the Klamath County Museum. We're ready to make our second video in a series to accompany our Photo of the Week feature. Today's photo will be posted for Sunday, March 24th, 2019. Today we're going to take you back in time to 1971 when something really important happened in Klamath Falls. You remember 1971, right? If you're like me, you were going through your junior high and high school years about that time. So we'll go back in time to 71. We're also going to take you out on location to the very spot where our photo was taken. So let's hop in the car and we'll be on our way. While we're headed to our location, I just wanted to mention that we are grateful for the number of people that watched our first video. I think the best thing that can be said about our first video is that it left lots of room for improvement, and so we do hope to get better at this. We saw a few people even subscribe to our channel, and so that's great. We look forward to sharing a lot more great photos and some videos with you in the future. Well, here we are at McDonald's, so you probably guessed by now that that's where we were headed. So this was where our photo of the week was taken back in 1971. Turns out the Herald News ran a story announcing that McDonald's was coming to Klamath Falls. The Golden Arches were going to appear right here on Avalon Street. The photo that we have, in fact we actually have the negative from the Herald News files, shows the interior of the restaurant looking out across the street. And you might wonder, why did we pick this photo for a photo of the week? It turns out that probably most people aren't all that excited about McDonald's coming to Klamath Falls. But what really caught our interest in this photo was when we looked in the background. Check that out. There's the Klamath Mall, also known as the Shasta Plaza. We don't really have very many great photos of the mall. We have a few that were taken by the mall developer, Jim Stillwell, and he donated those photos to the museum several years ago. But as far as the mall goes, it's really just a memory for most people. The Klamath Mall opened in 1969 and served the community for many years, but then started encountering roof troubles in the early 1990s, and for about a decade the mall owners dealt with various issues with the roof, one problem after another. And then finally the decision was made to bring the mall down. It was demolished in 2006. Here's a photo of our former mayor Todd Kellstrom taking the first swing at the building with a sledgehammer. So once the mall was gone, this location became the site of the Klamath Falls Town Center. As we look at some of these aerial photos, we can see what the site looked like back in about 1940. It was just open space. And then in 1960, we can see there was a little bit of development in the area, but it wasn't until 1969 that the mall actually opened. We can use some of the historic images in Google Earth to see the lay of the land as the mall stood in the 1970s and 80s and 90s. And then today, here's what the site looks like. The mall area is now a parking lot, and the various buildings around the perimeter of the mall space are the buildings and the shops that are serving the area today. Right about in this spot would have been the entrance to the old J.C. Penney store in the Shasta Plaza or Klamath Mall. Back in those days, the old Sherm's Thunderbird was in that spot where that vacant spot is, where the weedy patch is. So as we look at this parking lot today, it's just memories now. But as I recall, Woolworth would have been about where that old red pickup is over there. In fact, that red pickup probably been here since the Woolworth days. And then looking across the parking lot, we see Sherm's Thunderbird. That's the new Sherm's Thunderbird store. That was built after the mall was demolished. The only part of the original mall still standing is Sportsman's Warehouse and the Beals store. So that's in the space where Montgomery Ward was when the mall opened. And then Montgomery Ward closed, and Gottschalk's was in that space for a while. As we go on around the parking lot here, some of you may remember the old Starvin' Marvin's location, so they were on the far corner over there. None of this little strip mall was here. The old Skipper's building, been here quite a while. I guess that's about to become a Thai restaurant. That's good to hear. So, you know, the Klamath Mall, long gone now, but a lot of great memories. So speaking of memories, let's talk about some of the things that used to be in the mall. We posted a photo a few weeks ago of a guy shoveling snow off the entrance of the Gottschalk store, and we got a ton of comments about the old mall. People had memories about it and wondering what the various stores were that were in the mall. So in 1976, when the mall was still fairly new, we had Babyland Clothing, the Thomas Photo Studio, Weisfield's Jewelry, Willie's Cheese and Wine Pizzeria No. 2 was in the mall, JCPenney, Miller's, Brooks, Stewart's House of Fashion, Golden Optical, Plaza Hallmark, Singer Company, Kirby Shoes, the Fabric House, the Anita Shop, and of course Montgomery Ward. By 1993, there was a little bit different lineup in the mall. As I recall, there was a manufacturing service in the upstairs portion of the JCPenney space. Willie's was still in the mall, but we had Country Sampler, Sheer Perfection, Vista Optical, Radio Shack, remember those guys? Asterix Amusement, Nibley's Cream and Bean, Eagle Business Machines, Gottschalk's, Ginger and Pickles Baby Clothes, and perhaps most popular of all, Electric Nights. While we're on the subject of malls, we should mention that there was a second smaller mall in Klamath Falls. That's where we are now, in this strip mall area here. That was the site of the Jefferson Square Mall. It was an interior mall for many years. Then it was renovated some years ago and turned into a strip mall. Payless was on the end of the mall here, and it looks like something's about to happen here. The Payless store was torn down. Safeway built a new store here, and then we lost our Safeway store, and that space has been vacant. But we learned recently that there's going to be some new stores opening in this space here. As you can see, they've been renovating the inside of the store, so stand by for more news. Well, there you have it, a little bit of mall history here in Klamath Falls, Oregon, and our photo of the week for Sunday, March 24th, 2019. For the Klamath County Museum, I'm Todd Keppel. Thanks for watching.